Hi, fifth level. By now, you should be experts, maybe not quite, but understand that multiplying decimals, you put on some dancing shoes, you do the decimal slide, you slide the decimal out to the right to make the problem easier to work with, and then you dance or slide the decimal back to the left into your answer, and that's the process for multiplication. Division, while it has some similar things, is done a bit different. So we're going to forget about some of the things we learned for multiplication, and we'll start fresh for division. The key thing to remember for dividing with decimals is that you only, say only dance to the right. You don't dance to the left. You don't dance to the left at the end. You don't dance to the left ever. All you're doing is dancing to the right. Dancing to the right. Do the decimal slide, dancing to the right. Right. If our decimal is in the dividend only, not the divisor, it makes it really easy because all we're going to do is move the decimal straight up and do division like normal. Does 5 go into 4? No. Does 5 go into 42? Yep, about 8 times. 8 times 5 is 40. Subtract. The answer is 2. Is 2 less than 5? Yep, okay, we're good. Boop, 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 boop. Bring that down. 5 goes into 25. 5 times 5, 25. Subtract. The answer is 0. So our answer is 8.5 or 8 5/10. For this type of a problem, we didn't have to dance anywhere. The only time we need to worry about dancing is if the decimal is in the divisor. Because if this is a whole number, our decimal will just slide up into our answer and it'll live wherever it goes, wherever it lives, doing this normally. But if our decimal is in the divisor, it goes back to math facts. I know my math facts for whole numbers better than I do in decimal points. Now here's the same problem, but instead of 42.5 divided by 5, it's 42.5 divided by 0.5, or 5/10. As I said with last week's video, I don't know my 5/10 facts very well, but I am pretty good with my 5 facts. So I'm going to want to turn this into, instead of 5/10, I want to turn it into a 5. In order to do that, so I've got here's my problem. How can I get rid of this decimal? Bloop. I dance to the right one spot. And that makes this a 5. If I danced one spot to the right, this also has to go bloop, one spot to the right. And that's where that lives. Now, if the decimal lives here, my 42.5 has just become 425. 425. That's it. I'm done with the decimals. The decimal now lives here. I don't have to show it unless I have to add zeros to extend the problem to get rid of remainders. But 5 does not go into 4, but it goes into 42 8 times. 40, subtract is 2, bloop, 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 5, 5, 25, 0. So the answer is 85. The answer to this is 85. Notice I did not bloop back. I did not dance back. All I did is I moved one place here to make this from 5/10 to a 5, and this decimal moved one place. And that's where we stopped. We've done the decimal slide with division. For this example, we've got some more dancing to do. We have a 5/1000ths in our divisor. We have a decimal here in our dividend. But this is what's causing us an issue. This is what's causing us to put our dancing shoes on and do the decimal slide. I want to change this into a 5. So I'm going to dance to the right 1, 2, 3 times to make that a 5. If this slid 3 spots, this decimal also has to slide 3 spots. 1, 2, 3. So now I have a 42.5 or 42 and 5/10. What happens to this 0? Well, I don't need it. This 0 is representing that there's nothing in the tenths place. But if I slide my decimal over here, this is not my new tenths place. This is in the whole number side. I really only have 42.5. I don't need that 0. That 0 is no longer necessary because it's in the whole number side. I'm going to do my math normally. Now that I have a whole number for my divisor, I'm going to do it like normal. 8, and we've been doing this a few times now. I have to remember that my decimal here comes straight up into my answer. 25. So my answer is 8.5. 8.5. It's a little bit different than multiplying because we're not dancing back. But it's a little bit easier because we're only dancing one direction. Here we have 425 divided by 5/10,000ths. Really, really, really tiny little piece. A lot less than a single unit of 1. So I bet there's going to be a whole lot of these that go into 425. Well, in order to find this out, because I don't know my 5/10,000ths facts very well, let's turn this into a 5. Put our dancing shoes on and dance 1, 2, 3, 4 spots to make this a 5. Now, where does my decimal live in the number 425? Right there. That's where it lives. But I have to dance this direction, 4 spots, equal to this. I'm coming up with an equivalent division problem. So if I have to dance 1, 2, 3, 4. Extend that. I danced 1, 2, 3, 4. The decimal lives there. I don't really need to write it, but that's where it lives now. I slid 4 spots to make that a whole number. I slid this decimal 4 spots. So my new number here is 4, 2, 5, and 0, 0, 0, 0. All right. Now here comes the math. 8, 42, 5, 5, 25, 0, bloop, 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 bloop. 5 goes into 0, 0 times, 0, bloop, 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 0, bloop, 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 bloop. 5 goes into 0, 0 times, 5 times 0 is 0, subtract, bloop, 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 down to 0. All right, so our answer is 850,000. Yeah. Okay. Remember I said that this was probably going to go into here a whole lot of times? 850,000, I would say, is a whole lot of times. Try this on your own. Write it in your math comp. Try to solve it. And then unpause the video when you're finished. Okay, so I want to get rid of the decimals and these zeros over here. So I'm going to dance or bloop 1, 2, 3 times to make this a 6. If I dance 3 times over here, I need to identify where is my decimal and dance 1, 2, 3 times over here. So it is a 3.6. Because I have just moved the decimal past the tenths and the hundredths and the thousandths, 3 is my new whole number, 6 is my new tenths. I don't need those. I need a 3.6 because that's what my decimal moved it to. So in my answer now, my decimal goes straight up here. 6 does not go into 3, but it does go into 36 6 times. 36, 0, no remainder. My answer is 6/10 or 0.6. How'd you do? Try this one on your own. Pause it until you are finished. Okay, if you are thinking like I'm thinking, and hopefully you are in this case, I don't really want to do division here with a decimal and a 0 in my divisor. I want to make this easier because easy math has more of a chance of being accurate. So let's move bloop, bloop, 2 spots over, and I've changed that into a 9. And if I danced 2 spots here, I need to move this decimal 2 spots. Bloop, bloop. So now I have a decimal 81. 9 goes into 8. Well, so first of all, I have to bring my decimal straight up into my answer. Does 9 go into 8? No, it does not. 0 times 9 is 0. Subtract 8. Is 8 less than 9? It is, so my 0 is okay. Bloop, 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 bloop. Bring down my 1. 9 goes into 81 9 times. 9 times 9, 81. No remainder. So my answer is 0.09 or 9/100ths. How did you do? This we have 45 10,000ths divided by 100,000ths. Work it out while this is paused and unpaused when you're finished. Okay, lots of zeros, lots of ugliness. Blech. Blah, 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 blah. Let's get rid of all of this stuff and make it easier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have danced 5 places to turn that into a 1. I need to dance 5 places over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Uh-oh. I need to add a 0 so I can dance my 5th spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've danced here. This is no longer a decimal number. The decimal is at the end. Because this is not a decimal number, Those are no longer necessary, and I have 450 divided by 1. Well, hopefully we already know my answer will be 450. The biggest trick here is making sure that we dance the correct number of steps, the same number of steps, adding a 0 if we need to keep on dancing, and not having unnecessary zeros in a whole number. If you are 10 years old, you don't say I'm 010 years old. You don't need the zeros at the beginning of a whole number. And we've just turned this into a whole number by blooping, by dancing 5 spaces to the right and 5 spaces to the right for a grand total of 450. Very low-tech special. Your assignment in your math composition book is to copy down and solve the following decimal division problems. Please be careful. Slide carefully. Do what you know how to do. Here is number 1. Here is number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Number 5. Number 6. Number 7. Number 8. Number 9. Number 10. And let's put our dancing shoes on for the challenge, because we are going to do the decimal slide on the challenge. Breaking news. Once this is finished, instead of having an answer video to watch, Fran is going to do a live Zoom reveal of the answers on Friday. More information will come, but Fran will help or will lead an answer group meeting and go over the answers in person. With the Zoom meeting, you can ask any questions that you may have. If you have any problems with the division or with maybe your dancing shoes are the wrong size, you can always check in with Fran and she can see what she can do about that. But work on it. That Zoom meeting will be on Friday. Again, more details will come about that. Let us know if you have any issues with decimal division. Really, the rules are pretty simple. It's sliding the same on one side or the other. The biggest thing is going to be division. It's just going to be long division. And if you can do your long division, if you can keep that straight, figure out what to do with the zeros, and it's similar to multiplying decimals, but it's not the same as multiplying decimals. It's like a different dance. It's like tango versus the polka. You move your feet with both of them. So, yeah, I know I probably should have said electric slide in the chicken dance, but whatever. Good luck. Have a good week. Talk to you soon. Bye, 5th level. Division, we're only dancing one direction. We'll dance one direction. And okay, guys. Sorry. Where was I?
You pick it up like this. You eat it. Okay? And when you can't eat it no more, you take this and you pull it down. O-U.
Let's start over because I don't know where I was.
Be quiet. Same for you. When you get down to it, you can pull that to open it.
Hi, 5th level. Three, two, one. Hi, 5th level. By now, you should be experts, hopefully, on multiplying decimals, doing the decimal slide, dancing to the right and dancing back to the left. But
This is optional. That's easy. That was So what is this? Comparing decimals.
You know how to spell, dude.
Haha. You be quiet. Little ears. Haha. You don't got big ears to hear everything I hear. You gonna be over here like somebody yelling on you, somebody screaming. You like.
You have to wait till you get that part first, and then you pull it down so you can eat the rest of it. You have to wait. You know that first.
3, 2, 1.
It's good, isn't it?
Hi.
Yummy. 10, 6.
You have no care whatsoever that I'm recording, do you?
Oh, sorry.
3, 2, 1. Hi, 5th level. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. Hi, 5th level. Hope you're having a great day. Sun's a little bit out. It's a Monday. I know that. I don't know about much else.
You're not saving anything for later. You can eat it now.
I want to eat a whole bunch.
Where's the money?
Hi, 5th level. By now, you should be experts at multiplying decimals. I'll try this later.